welcome back to the B series, What Our World Needs Now. Let's start off with the series verse on this one. Would you just say it out loud with me right now? Galatians 5:22 through 23. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self control. Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you felt real joy? Not just happiness or a fun moment, but the kind of joy that bubbles up deep in your soul and can't be mistaken. For me, it was watching my kids' faces as I pulled up to the house in their first car. Seeing their joy, it instantly became my joy. I mean, that moment reminded me that joy isn't about us. More recently, it's watching my granddaughter Robin when she comes into church. And when she sees me, she often squeals and yells, Padre, and comes running to me with her arms up. Man, that is just pure joy for me. And you know what she wants? She wants to go to my office and get her little stash of candy that I keep for her that she calls her nummies. And she is so happy to do that every Sunday. And again, joy isn't about us. Shared joy is lasting joy. That's what Jesus wants for you. Not fleeting moments, but a steady, soul anchored kind of joy. So, as we go through this series and ask the question, what does our world need now? And what our world doesn't need is more fake smiles, more spiritual noise, or even just more church attendance. What our world needs is people who reflect who Jesus is, people who are becoming mature in their faith, people who live with love and peace, and yes, with joy. So, how do we get that? Paul calls it the fruit of the Spirit, and joy is included in that. And fruit isn't something that you manufacture, it's something that grows when you're rooted in the right soil. And Paul tells us it's the Spirit that produces that joy in us. It's not hustle, it's not some hype, it's not some spiritual vibe or feeling, it's the Spirit. Jesus gave us the first picture of this in John 15, verse 5, when he said, I am the vine, you are the branches. And if you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Remain, that means stay connected. Make yourself at home in Jesus. Like live there, stay rooted. Joy grows when you stop chasing spiritual experiences and you start trusting and resting and focusing on Jesus. And when you do, joy is produced, not circumstantially, not circumstantial joy, not momentary joy, but deep, real, consistent joy. And what does that joy look like? It looks like something that flows outward. In fact, it's like this. It's Jesus and then others and then you. Think about that. Joy. That's the order. We get that wrong often. It's not YOJ. And when we flip it, we lose it. Jesus said in John 15:10 and 11, if you keep my commands, you will remain in my love, just as I have kept my Father's commands and remain in his love. I have told you this so that my joy may be in you and that your joy may be complete. That's the promise, is that his joy can be your joy, but not if you're spelling the word wrong. When we chase joy by putting ourselves first, our comfort and our goals first, our image first, we get a counterfeit version of joy, a joy that fades just as fast as the moment passes or as our circumstances change. But when we anchor in Jesus and we let that love spill into how we love others, that's where joy becomes unshakable. And here's what that kind of inside out joy does: it turns envy into contentment, and you stop comparing and you start celebrating. It turns greed into generosity, and you stop just grasping to hold on to everything and you start giving. It turns grumbling into gratitude, and you stop complaining and start seeing the good in the world around you. It turns I have to, get this, into I get to. Every moment becomes a chance to love and to serve. It turns fear into faith. Even in the hardest moments, your joy isn't tied to what happens, but to who holds you. Joy doesn't mean you fake a smile through your grief. It means you have an anchor when everything around you is falling apart. So, how do you cultivate that kind of joy? Well, it's the same way fruit grows over time. You stay connected, you water it, you guard the soil, and eventually something beautiful starts to grow. Jesus said, "My joy can be your joy." That's the invitation, that's the promise. So maybe today, all you need to do is pause and just ask, am I spelling joy the right way? Let's live like people who are rooted in Jesus. Let's live with joy that doesn't depend on our circumstances. And wouldn't the world be a better place if there were more Jesus followers doing that? Let's be what our world needs now. I'll see you next time.